The jury was released for the day. It looks like we have even more individuals, and it looks like I'm understanding in my ear it might be Karen Reed. It is Karen Reed. There she is with Mr. Jackson, and that's Alessi on the other side, I think, Michael, on her right side.
All three of her attorneys.
All three of her attorneys.
Yannetti and Alessi there.
And they're quick to put up the sign because, you know, her attorney Jackson did tell the crowds at one point, please respect this buffer zone, quiet zone. You can make this symbol to support, but please keep it quiet. And we don't want to, you know, they don't want to anger the judge.
Yeah, and they've done a great job.
Yes.
They really have. They've been, you know, respectful of that buffer zone, have not been loud. And I do know, let me bring in quickly Josh Schiffer. I know jurors are probably being taken out of a side door. They're not seeing all this, but they have to have some sense of what's happening in that community. So what do you think about, oh, I'm sorry, let's go now to Court TV lead anchor Vinny Politan, and I'll ask him that question. First and foremost, Vinny, give me a sense of what you're seeing out there as Karen Reed leaves the courthouse.
Right, as she's leaving right now, I mean, it's a huge mob of folks from the media that are backing up, surrounding Karen Reed, trying to get any word from her. Obviously, the attorneys cannot speak. They're still under the gag order. But this is the moment of the day, right? This is the end of day one of deliberations and trying to ascertain the temperature of the defense. And I'm right next to him right now. Alan Jackson, stone-faced. Dave Yannetti, stone-faced. Everyone looks okay. And no outward emotion, no smiling, though, that's for sure.
Thanks, everybody.
Alan Jackson just thanked everyone. And it's difficult for them. They've got to acknowledge all this support, but they can't acknowledge it back with any sort of words or noise or cheers or anything. So it's kind of an unusual circumstance, but that's how the people are allowed to be this close to the courthouse, is because of the ability to not disturb what's happening inside, despite the fact that the jury's gone for the day. Everyone's just following the rules of decorum and keeping silent. But my observations, though, of the defendant and the defense team on the way out, there was no outward concern. There was no outward happiness or joy, just very stone-faced, very neutral expressions on all their faces. And now they've got to go home, and they're waving. And as they go away now, the question, you know, for this crowd, how long do they stay? How long do they linger? How many of them will be back tomorrow? My guess is most of them will be back tomorrow. Let me ask a few of them if they're coming back tomorrow. You guys coming back tomorrow?
We'll be here.
You'll be here?
Yes.
Coming back?
Hopefully.
Okay. What are your thoughts? Who's coming back tomorrow?
Catching a flight back to Dallas this morning. I was hoping for a verdict today, but
okay. So you're in from out of town?
I came in just for today, hoping for the best.
I'll be here. You'll be there? Okay. All right. So we'll see. I know you'll be back. You'll be back. Absolutely. So you did actually have some folks who were either on vacation or passing through or came up for a short time that are heading out of town. But I think most of the locals will stay and they'll come back. But you can see how quickly the crowd sort of disperses. Now they know there's not going to be a verdict today. Karen Reed is heading back, I guess, to the hotel with the defense team, as they now have to sleep on it, knowing that tomorrow could be the day. And this is the one thing, Michael and Judge Ashley, I always think about for every criminal defendant, especially when they're not in custody. They don't know what this jury's going to do. Like, you could be going back to your hotel tonight and eating your last meal as a free person. Like, that's a heavy weight. And just to be able to understand that, I think, is important in this moment. And then the family of John O'Keefe, who is seeking justice, who believe that Karen Reed is responsible for what happened to John. And for them, having to come back another day. And here they are. They're leaving as well. We can take a look. They're the O'Keefes. And that's difficult as well, coming back day after day, week after week, month after month, and at this point, year after year. they've been living this for years now without any sort of conclusion. So there we go.
You know, Vinny.
So I guess that's the story here today. And we'll be back again tomorrow. We'll be here, obviously. I'll be on tonight from 8 to 10. We'll do some analysis and talk to some of our insiders. But I think there's a level of disappointment here today because I'm telling you, from the beginning of the day, people were expecting a verdict today. And obviously the verdict the folks here were cheering for didn't happen today. I guess they're going to hold hopes that it happens tomorrow. But I'm definitely sensing a level of disappointment. And I think I've got to leave because I'm standing in the street right now. So I'm going to step back over to the curb.
All right.